Hey everybody, it's Anakinnnn with TGN. It's been a while since I've made a video. I'm sure a bunch of you have been wondering what's been going on besides the podcast. But I have to tell you, I know a lot of you are probably rolling your eyes at this video because I know so many of you follow down the scope and you probably recall the wonderfully controversial and scandalous video on my channel and over here at the main TGN channel, where I was extremely unhappy with the beta of Battlefield 3. And my title for that podcast was Thanks DICE for Saving Me $60. I know it ended up being extremely controversial. You know, I want to talk about that just briefly because I want everybody to know that I really do love the Battlefield franchise. You know, by the way, you can see this is very early on in the game. As we're watching the gameplay here, but you know, I really love the Battlefield franchise because it's been something I've played literally since the very first launch of Battlefield 1942. I've played all of them on PC up till the Bad Company series, and Bad Company 1 and 2 I wasn't really all that enamored with. You know, they were decent, they were fun, they just didn't have any long-lasting presence to them. So when they announced Battlefield 3 with the vehicles and the way that I'm used to playing Battlefield since I played the whole franchise before, I was really excited. And the beta, when the beta came out, I felt like the beta was such a train wreck that they never should have released it publicly. You know, it should have been a closed beta. They should have done so much more testing on it. And but anyway, I'm not gonna belabor that point anymore. Here's the thing. I want to talk to you guys about my feelings about Battlefield now that it's been out. It's been out, you know, now a full week, a little more than. And you know, I bought it on the launch day. I got it in, and I have been playing it. But you know, I know not everybody had the same experience as me. But the initial launch day was not much better for me than the beta was. You know, the battle log didn't work, the EA servers went down constantly. Every time I finally did get into a game, the game, you know, would end, you know, very quickly because the EA servers would go down. We couldn't build squads, we couldn't get friends lists going. It was just a mess on the Xbox. Again, this is my experience. I've heard other people had a much better experience. I think it took about 2 or 3 days for it to kind of get its act together, and you know, I actually didn't even bother to play the second night, that Wednesday night after it was released. And then Thursday I played some more, had some more EA server problems over on the Xbox. They addressed it. They were having problems all the way through last Friday. And this was actually fun. I do enjoy jumping out of helicopters and using the parachute. And then especially when I parachute out and soldiers from the enemy side are just waiting for me to come up and kill them. But anyway, that's always nice. The thing is, you know, I still had so many problems that I felt like, wow, you know, all the people that defended the game, I was really sitting there in front of my monitor going, wow, I told you so. I told all of you guys this game was going to come out and be a wreck. But here we are. It's only been, you know, 3 or 4 days now later. The weekend, the game improved dramatically for the Xbox crowd. The servers came online. They were consistent. They've been working fairly well. I got my battle log problem squared away because my Xbox Live email address was not the same as my EA Origin account. So that was kind of a train wreck, so I had to get with EA and fix that. But anyway, after it's all been said and done, here's the thing. You know, now we're in the game. I'm finally getting to play. And you know, I've made an analogy to a few friends of mine in real life. I talk with some of my friends every day at lunch. We go over all the games that we're all playing, and you know, all of us have varying interests. You know, some of them play MMOs, some of them play, you know, RPGs, some of them are console only, some of them are PC only. And all of these guys, I talk with them every day at lunch. We go over all the games we're playing, and obviously many times, you know, the games we're interested in overlap. The experience so far for Battlefield, for me and a very good friend of mine, we've been talking about it, and the rest of our group has not been playing this, so they can only go by what we're telling them. And you know, at this point, I've got an analogy that it's the only thing that I can really explain my love-hate relationship with Battlefield 3. And I want to share it with you guys here. So here's the thing. Imagine, if you will, okay? Imagine somebody, for those of you that can drive, imagine somebody gave you a Ferrari, just gave it to you, and said, wow, hey, Anakin, you know what? Here is a free freaking Ferrari, all right? Or whatever your fantasy car is. Mine's not necessarily a Ferrari. I'm just saying, okay? Here's a Ferrari. Free, here you go. And you go, oh my God, this is amazing. You know, this is like, this is the best car ever. This is, you know, I'm going to keep my other car, but this is just amazing. But here's the problem with that Ferrari. Every time you drive it, you have to go out and you have to put air in all the tires. You have to charge the battery because the battery dies every time you turn it off. And then you have to put water in the radiator. Oh, and once you get in the car to drive it, after you do all of that, the radio doesn't work, okay? So here's the thing, all right? You know, you've got a Ferrari. You own a Ferrari, and it's sitting in your driveway right next to your other old beat-up car or whatever else you drive, and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, I'm going to get up today, and I'm going to go to school, or I'm going to go to class, or I'm going to go to work, and I'm going to get my Ferrari. Oh, shoot, that's right. I need to air up the tires. Yeah, gosh dang it, I need to go get the battery charger and charge it, or jump it off of my other truck. Or, you know, oh man, I need to, you know, God, I need to put water in the radiator. Okay, all right, now I did all that. Okay, good. All right, now the car's working. All right, man, that's awesome. Let me go ahead and get in the car, and I'm gonna turn on my favorite tunes. Oh, shoot, the radio doesn't work. Well, that's okay, because it's still a Ferrari, damn it, and I'm gonna drive it, and everybody's gonna look at me when I'm going down the road, and they're gonna be like, oh man, you know, that guy's got a Ferrari. Little do they know how irritating it is to drive this fancy sports car you own, right? Well, that's kind of the way I feel with Battlefield. So here's the thing. You're in your Ferrari, and you're driving down the road, and you know what? You love it. It's great. You're driving this Ferrari. It's the best thing ever. You're having a blast. So here's the analogy, okay? You load up Battlefield 3, and you say, man, all right, I want to play some Battlefield. And you have to go through this horrendous, you know, game menu design, which I don't care for. I do like the server browser and everything, but it's the whole idea of not being able to leave the game when you're in between rounds. That is absolutely mind-boggling to me on why they chose to do that. I know they did that in Bad Company 2, and I actually thought it was like a bug. I thought it was a problem. Why would they force me to wait after a game round is over with? Why would they force me to wait for the next round to start, which takes about a minute? Then you got to wait another 15 seconds for the game to actually load. Then you got to wait another 25 seconds for you to spawn before you can hit the menu so that you can actually leave the game. Otherwise, the only way you can leave it on the Xbox is to dashboard out, which means at that point, you're going to wait just as long to reload the damn game and get it to come back to the main menu again. So you're screwed one way or the other. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, to me, I think that's a horrendous game design. I think some of the other game choices, design choices that they made internally, I don't agree with them. I think they kind of hinder my experience a little bit. And that's kind of where it's kind of where I'm getting the point across, to where it's like, once you're in the game, once you're playing the game, you're in the map. If everybody, you know, if the server isn't lagging, and you know you got a squad that's working together, and your team's not filled with a bunch of idiots that don't know what to do or whatever, when you're having a good experience in the game is great. It's like owning a Ferrari. You have this great vehicle. It's a blast to drive. But I cringe every time I load it, or a friend of mine gets online and says, hey Anakin, I want to play with you. It's like, oh, well, hang on. I can't leave because, you know, I got to get to a menu first, only when I'm alive and standing in the middle of a firefight, which means I'll die again, and then I can't get out of the... It's like there's so many design decisions that I would choose differently, that I just feel like are just not, you know, not really what I would believe is the final product of a polished AAA title. So, and this is, you know, this is not just, you know, obviously this is not just Battlefield. You know, I feel like there's other games that are guilty of this, but you know, this is why I've had, you know, a hard time with my adoption of the Battlefield 3 game, especially with all of the huge titles coming out. And, you know, I'm pretty excited about Modern Warfare 3 next week, but I wanted to go ahead and actually cover Battlefield 3 and let you guys know my final opinion on it. It is fun. I enjoy playing it. I certainly enjoy playing it more with people that I know and like and that I have in the same squad. It is a pretty good game. I just don't think it's going to be very long-lasting. I don't think it's going to stand the test of time. And I really hope I'm wrong, because I want there to be another major AAA title out there that is, you know, something that is going to be long-term, that we're all going to be enjoying playing. So, anyway, having said that, you know, it looks like we're finishing off here. My team actually loses, but not because of me. I finished first on it, which is actually sad because I finished with only 7 kills overall. But at least I was, you know, doing the objective. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, which is, you know, obviously what I hope most of the rest of the team is doing. But anyway, this was one of my first games that I think I was only level 2 here, something like that. It was early on. I'm going to post some more games for you guys soon. And, you know, obviously I'll know what I'm doing in some of the other later games. But anyway, as always, you know, we're going through here and seeing some of the items and ribbons and so forth I got, which was kind of fun. But, you know, as always, guys, I really appreciate you guys checking out my channel or hanging out with me here at TGN. And look forward to talking with you guys next time. Thanks for watching. See you later.